Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look and feel
We always got sold out.
1, 2,
True.
3. Dildos!
Alright, motherfucker.
If our soundproof for each condo is not that good, our neighbor probably wondering, why does those people always do yelling dildo over the weekend?
No matter where you
Not just
live,
the
that'll be a
weekend.
question.
Sometimes I just walk up to our walls and go, dildos!
Do you have neighbors now, like where you're at? Like you still have?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
we
we
share
do.
walls. You
Okay,
know?
okay.
See, it's like a condo
Kind
thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Townhouse. I don't
Okay.
I never know the difference.
So today we're going to start off talking about Star Wars, The Last Jedi.
Yeah, so I haven't seen it. Chloe hasn't seen it.
Nope.
But Zach has. And neither of us care about spoilers. Are we going to spoil?
Yeah, we're going to spoil, so if you don't want this spoiled...
No. Zach, just start out with the spoiler right now. What is the big reveal? I want to know.
The big reveal is Kylo Ren kills the main bad guy Snoke to try and get Rey to join him in starting a new world order. And then the very end, Luke Skywalker throughout the whole movie won't help Rey to destroy the new order. But at the very end, of course, he does come and help, but he helps as a hologram using like the Force. He projects himself doing all this stuff and helping them, and they think he's actually there, but he's actually not. And this saves everybody by him intervening.
Does that make any goddamn sense to you?
No. A little bit. He projects himself using the Force
Yes.
and pretends stuff.
So they're stuck in this bunker basically, and the New Order's coming after them with these vehicles, and they have this wall protecting them, but the New Order has this big laser thing that's going to shoot a hole into the wall. And to delay time while they try and find an exit through this, like through the back way, Luke Skywalker appears, but he's actually off on an island, like meditating, basically using the Force to project himself there. He's not actually there, but everyone thinks he's there.
Luke Skywalker was doing that.
Yes, Luke Skywalker. Old and busted Luke Skywalker. So he goes up, and Kylo Ren is so, like, Kylo Ren was taught by Luke Skywalker. So he's all, like, pissed off because he sees Luke Skywalker. And we find out in the past, Luke Skywalker almost killed Kylo Ren when he was training him because he saw the dark side of him, that he was going to turn. But he decided not to. But right when he decided not to, Kylo Ren woke up and was like, he saw that he had a lightsaber in hand and it looked like he was about to kill him, so he followed him and left. But Luke Skywalker changed his mind right at the end when he was about to kill him. But Kylo Ren doesn't know this. So, anyways, he appears there and Kylo Ren's like, oh, I gotta go fight him, you know, like he's all raged in anger because he has the dark side in him. And this whole fight was for nothing because he's just a hologram there, but he doesn't find that out until after like 2 minutes of lightsaber fights, in which now the whole crew has escaped.
Oh, okay.
Does that make more sense? I mean, it's
A little. It's a little convoluted.
yes, I was about to say, after saying it, it's very convoluted and ridiculous, but it's good. It was still really good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a really engaging movie. Now, it's not without its plot holes because it's Star Wars. There's only, so
And
much
bad
I can
dialogue?
see.
Did it have bad dialogue?
No, I think of the new movies actually have really good dialogue.
Oh, the old ones were ridiculous. But
Well,
Did you
I
not
always
watch
thought,
episode
like,
7?
I did, but
Episode
only
7 had
once
good
in,
dialogue.
like, I don't really remember. I just remember it was basically The New Hope.
Yeah, exactly. But it had
But I
good
just
dialogue.
remember all of Star Wars dialogue. Even the originals had
Yes, terrible.
dumb dialogue.
And that's one of the most important things I feel like in a movie. And so when a movie has bad dialogue, I'm like,
Yeah.
how do people even watch this?
But, well, I always thought, like, the whole idea was cool. Like, fighting with laser swords and, like, they've got this mysterious magical power. That's cool as shit. But the rest of it was just mediocre.
Yeah, exactly. Now, it's good world building, right? Like, it's cool world building. But my problem is, like, and maybe they explain this in the old ones and I forget, but they have, like, why do they fight with light swords instead of just guns? I don't understand.
No. The real question is, how does the laser know to stop?
Well, that's with the Force. That's obvious.
Oh.
You big dummy.
So do you think there are midichlorians in the lightsaber?
Middle what?
What? The Star Wars, you gotta know this, that's the thing in the blood that was established in the prequels that give you the Force.
No, I don't remember
Something.
that.
It's one of the things everyone hates George Lucas for the prequels because of. Because they tested Anakin, and he's like, he has a high midichlorian count, which means he must be awesome at the Force. And they're like, you're trying to make magic into science. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But no, I believe now that every lightsaber has some midichlorians in it.
Just so it knows when to stop.
Yes.
But
Because you
seriously,
said that
did they
it
ever
enters the
explain like why they don't just shoot people? Because like Han Solo shot people just fine. Why? Why do we have these sword fights? Why?
There's one definite reason. It's cooler. It's just cooler. That's where I say it doesn't have to make sense. It's just cool. It's like all the movies where, like,
But it
James
kind of
Bond,
does.
like, everyone misses him, but he has just a small gun, and he's in a tux.
Yeah.
And he shoots people. He's not in a bunch of tactical gear with, like, a bunch of people shooting people. It's just cooler if he's like, I'm just one guy taking on an army with my little itty-bitty gun, and I still, and I'm half drunk most of the time, and I still take care of it. Makes him look cooler.
Yeah. So the greatest defense Luke Skywalker ever had was plot armor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's nothing's changed in that sense, as you could imagine.
How much have you drunk? You're hiccuping a lot.
I know. I like hiccuped when I drank or drank air when I drank this drink or something because it just started happening.
Oh.
Oh.
I just started drinking this and apparently drank air with it.
Anything else you want to say about the movie? Like,
So they did like a classical Star Wars thing. It starts off in space with like an epic space battle. Really awesome.
Okay.
Well done. And then from the epic space battle, they go to like a, and of course everything. One thing that drives me nuts is everything is like last minute, like, wow, we just barely made it. Oh, we just barely made it. Oh, we just barely made it.
oh, it's like the great. You remember Galaxy Quest,
Yes, I love that movie.
where these aliens tried to build everything as they saw it on like American TV, like a Star Trek knockoff. They were trying to build it.
Yeah.
And then, so they have the self-destruct mechanism, and the people are disarming the self-destruct mechanism, and they've disarmed it, and they're like, yes, but why does it keep counting down? Like, oh my god, we didn't do it! It's gonna blow up! And they're all freaking out, and then it stops at 1, and they're like, oh, it always stops at 1 because it always stops at 1 in the ship. That's how they built the thing.
To be fair, Galaxy Quest might be one of the best sci-fi movies ever made. Like, not just
Yeah.
comedy-wise, but
It's
like actual cool
hilarious.
sci-fi stuff in it too.
You know what they need now that there's new Star Wars out? They need a Spaceballs 2.
I wondered if Mel Brooks was gonna do that. It seems
And
so
I think
obvious.
it's really gonna... Well, he's like 90 years old, so I don't know.
Doesn't mean he can't write.
But it's really gonna fit, like, he already, in Spaceballs 1, said he was gonna make Spaceballs 2. And it was, I think, they're gonna be titled The Search for More Merchandising, or something like that. Like,
A
this
very
is
true
just
Star Wars
pure merchandising. Yeah, it's like, that's, right about now.
Right? Like, they're gonna... What do they do when they get up to, like, episode 33? Like, they're gonna be Super Bowl numbers eventually.
I would totally name it Episode 33. I can't believe you're still paying for this shit.
That was like an old comic I had for Land Before Time. It had Land Before Time, 69, like, and dinosaurs doing dirty stuff. But anyway, so they had the epic space battle, which was like a classic thing. But in the epic space battle, they also had to infiltrate a spaceship. So they went inside the spaceship for a more close combat thing. And then, of course, it ended with like a ground fight. It had to have that little ground fight. So it seems like every movie has that epic space battle, then this really sneaky thing they have to do inside the spaceship, and then let's end it with a land battle or a land fight. Like, this seems like in every Star Wars that happens. Like, why isn't it ever end in space? And there's also a very convoluted reason they have to infiltrate the spaceship.
Oh, they gotta go in just a 5-man team or a 3-man team.
Let me see if I can explain it simply. Or if when I explain it, I realize just how convoluted it is, okay? So, I don't know if I can even explain it now that I said that. They have these shields up, right? And they're running out of fuel. And the people chasing them, the New Order, have figured out a way to track people using light jumps. So normally they would just jump away from them, right? That's like a classic sci-fi thing where you just jump away at light speed.
Oh, okay.
But they found a way to track them, and it was like a big thing, like, oh my gosh, you can't normally track people traveling at light speed. But they found a way to do it. But the only way they could do it is they had to have a certain tracker on them, and it had to be in a certain room. I don't think I can explain exactly why they had to go into this room. There was something about they're going to go into the tracker to make it look like they're still tracking them, and then they're going to jump at light speed. So they infiltrated to make it look like they got rid of the tracker. Or they're still tracking them, but they would be gone.
So in order to track someone travels at the light speed, the tracker needs to send a signal back that's greater than light speed.
No, because in every reference frame it would be at light speed, so it would still be, the light signal being sent back would still be going at light speed relative to the mover. I
think, Chloe, you're trying to provide logic with Star Wars. The cool thing about Star Wars is it mixed magic with sci-fi.
You don't have to think about physics for Star Wars. In fact, in the one of the first ones, I think it is in the very first one, A New Hope, Han Solo says his ship is one of the fastest in the galaxy. It finished something in like 5 parsecs.
What the hell's a parsec?
That's the thing. A parsec isn't even a measure of time. A parsec is like if you're trying to measure the distance a star moves, like from our reference frame, like it moves very, very little. Like that's called a parsec, is how much.
So they just thought it was a fancy-wancy science.
It's a measure of distance, not time. He said it was able to do something in under 5 parsecs.
It's like, I was able to do this in under 5 feet.
Yeah. I ran the 40-meter dash in under 5 feet. What? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
What are you saying?
That's how much their science makes sense in these movies.
Star Trek is the one that tries to be science-based.
Yeah.
Alright.
Star Trek actually tries to get some things accurate.
Yeah. Star Wars is just like, what looks cool? What looks fancy? So anyways, though, in conclusion, I think it was actually a pretty good movie, though. I mean, all the Star Wars stuff aside, it was pretty fun.
So I remember thinking when I watched the most recent one, number 8, I thought it was good, okay. Basically what I thought of the rest. But now it's been maybe a year or 2 since I saw it. Has it been out 2 years?
Yeah, it's 2 years. Yeah.
So my metric is always, do I remember anything about it? I gotta say, I don't remember much. I remember, what's her face, the girl.
Yeah.
She beat
Rey.
Kylo Ren, that guy. I remember his name because he has a cool sounding name.
Kylo Ren is a sweet fucking name.
Yeah, she beat him in the like a lightsaber duel, and he had the ones with like the little things on the side.
Little cross guards, like the hand guards.
Yeah. That's basically my movie. The whole thing I remember. And there was a big laser.
And Han Solo died. He killed his dad.
Yeah, I do remember that. I guess you gotta remember that. I guess.
Well, my thing is, it was more a setup for this movie. Like, it was a good reboot. Like, hey, we're gonna start a new story now. The old characters will kind of be there, but
I think we're putting Chloe to sleep. She, like, how much? I just think it's an okay action movie.
yeah.
With, like, a cool concept, like the
I think it's an
laser
awesome
swords,
world.
Lightsabers are pretty cool.
It's
yeah,
an awesome
a cool
world. It's just entertaining to see the world.
Yeah.
And you get to see a lot of the
is
world.
not excited about any of it at all.
Okay. That's fine. But, I mean, I don't think Chloe is ever going to be excited about Star Wars, so...
You'd be excited if you were making money off of it. If you had a little share in Disney, you'd be like, oh yeah, let's see that cash roll in, bitches.
Yeah, you know we're not. I mean.
Yeah, I know, but if you were issued stock in Disney when you worked there, you might be a little more excited about it.
Also, I noticed all the main characters in the new Star Wars have one-syllable names. Rey, Poe, and Finn. I don't know why I noticed that, but it just seemed odd to me.
Finn. Ray, Poe, Finn, Lassie, Doe.
Yeah, it's like, why? I mean...
What were the other... Hans Solo. So I guess...
Yeah, it was always Han Solo, though. You never called him
Leia.
Hans.
That's 2 syllables.
Luke was normally Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. They gotta dumb it down
Darth
for the masses,
Vader.
man.
Well, Kylo Ren.
Maybe it's
is
international markets. I wonder if it is.
It might be,
Nah.
actually. There might
No.
be a specific reason for that.
It's not really aimed for the international market.
I bet they're selling this in
I
China.
bet they picked
those
names
are
that
more
could be used in
China-friendly
multiple
names.
markets.
Okay.
That's actually a
I
good
don't
point.
know. When I grew up, never heard of.
Yeah, I know, but you're not 15 now. If you're 15 now, you might be watching it.
Yeah, you couldn't just illegally download it on the internet.
They're gonna try to make money off them.
But the name, like Han Solo, was made like.
Yeah, I know. They can't correct that one. But Rey. Would Rey fit the Chinese, like, speech more than Han Solo?
It'll be easier to remember. For
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking they're doing.
Also
Not
for
just
children,
Chinese, I
to
think
make it easier for them to
everybody.
remember.
Everybody. It's got to be easily digestible. It's a marketing, like,
monster.
Was like a
yeah.
European heritage name with really, really, really long names. It's not very attractive.
What?
You know, some of those aristocrats in
Oh.
Europe
Yeah, I can't fucking
have
remember
their
their names.
last names by their heritage.
You know what I also noticed?
What?
Darth Vader and Kylo Ren have the same number of syllables. They make the bad guy have a longer name.
Kylo Ren. Yeah, you're right. And
I won't be surprised if they have someone does research to say
I'm
which
sure.
name is more recognizable to children. I mean, they do.
They got to.
that's what I think. And
And they're all
I don't
names
think
that
they're
can be
marketing.
they're things that exist. Like Rey is an actual word in English.
Mm.
You know, Finn is an actual word. I guess
Finn.
Poe isn't necessarily like.
But that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah, it's an easy word to remember.
Hmm.
So, if you had to pick your favorite bad guy out of all of them, who would you pick?
Favorite bad guy?
Yeah, I always felt like that was the coolest thing about Star Wars is their bad guys are fucking sweet.
I would say Disney.
Walt himself,
Yeah,
or the beast that is Disney.
the
just
beast that is
buying
Disney.
everything.
They know how to make money off of a franchise, man.
Bob Iger.
Yeah, whatever. No, because he wasn't there when they lobbied for the original copyright extension. You know, Star Wars should have entered the public domain in 2005.
Yeah,
I
isn't
just
that
watched a
fucked?
video on that. That,
Same
like,
with Mickey Mouse and all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, because Walt Disney himself, I don't think he would do something like that.
No.
That sounds like some people.
No, it wouldn't have been
some-
him. It would have been whoever immediately followed about Disney. I don't think it was Iger. It was like the 70s or something.
No, like after.
I have to look up when Walt Disney died.
I think after Walt Disney is Eisner.
Maybe there's a bit of a benefit for it to be able to be owned by a company, though, because it would be really weird to have Star Wars be in public domain, but maybe it'd force people to be more creative? Like, do you
Hold
think
on.
it would...
Chloe really wants to know the history of CEOs.
To see who's it.
Roy Disney, Don Tatum, E. Carden Walker,
All right,
Ron Miller,
all right.
Frank Wells, Michael Ovitz. Eisner didn't join until 97, which is way into their history.
Alright, fine.
That's what I told you. I don't think he did that.
But look at those people. 1971 to 1972, 1972 to 1977. I mean, they're not for a very long time.
Not all of
That's
them.
what I'm saying.
Neither
Some
was
of them
Eisner.
are not.
Eisner was 3 years.
Yeah. That's but because of Eisner, that's Disney is so big now.
No, I think it was because Walt Disney. They were still pretty big then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at some point they almost went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
They're never going to go bankrupt now.
investment, they don't quite go as.
Oh, they paid a lot of money for that Star Wars. They really got to recoup a lot.
Do you know how much money they're making with that, though? With international
Is it
markets?
still worth? So you got to consider. What they pay Lucas? Like $2-3 billion?
Yeah. Do you know how much that movie can...
I think that's maybe $4 billion. I don't know.
4 billion? 4 billion.
Look it up. It could be like a.
With international markets, movies like that make ridiculous money.
4.05 billion.
Yeah, I remember it right.
Now type in how much did the first Star Wars Episode 7 make internationally.
Episode 8 revenue.
International.
Well, you got to do profit.
Yeah, profits.
And that's just the movie. Think about all the toys and stuff they make, too.
Then it's hard to calculate. I don't think.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do revenue and then we'll do cost. Revenue, they made...
They only have like box office revenue. It's not.
Yeah, it's still hard to
They're
tell.
listed separately. Like if there's merchandise purchase.
Domestic gross was $1 billion.
That's just domestic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foreign is another $1 billion. So they
See,
made
like-
$2 billion gross.
Right
But
there,
that's,
just
that
one
doesn't
movie, $2
include
billion.
cost.
Yeah.
No, what is their marketing? What is their
Do you think-
production?
Yeah, but does that cost anywhere
Yeah,
near $1
Transformers
billion?
cost $500 million or something like that. So they probably paid about that because they have a crazy special effects.
Okay, well, let's
Maybe
say
even
it
more.
costs $1 billion for them to make a film.
I think it did.
That's
I think
doubling their
about right.
profits each time.
No, they got to make...
When you count the movie's cost to make, you need to count a production value, right?
Yeah.
You, actors, actresses, special effects, all the other staff that work on the sets,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And also that's marketing cost.
Yes.
And then the marketing cost sometimes is almost on par with the production cost,
Yeah.
minus the special effects.
Yeah, I think Zach's about right. I'm betting they made about $2 billion revenue and about $1 billion of costs.
Exactly.
Sounds about right.
Probably about $1 billion
But
of
then
profit.
So they've made 3
Merchandise
movies
sales.
already. They've probably recouped most of their funds.
No, that's one off. They still
How?
need to make yet another one.
I thought we just agreed they're making about... Oh, no, you're right. $1 billion
So they
making
made
off
3.
of each one.
But
Yeah,
they
but they're
still
making
haven't
one
yet.
each year.
But they still haven't yet.
But they haven't.
Yeah, but that would
counted
just be
the
next year.
DVD sales.
No. But that still hasn't actually made
Wait.
the money back.
Yeah, this isn't including any
Yeah,
toys, which are
merchandising.
ridiculous.
There's also
Yeah.
that too.
Biggest
There's
toy
also,
market
the
probably
money
ever.
That you paid for online viewing through, say, like Netflix or Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, when the DVD
This
came
is
out, those
just
were
the
not
actual movie
counted
sales.
in
There's
the-
also, they don't get all that $2 billion in revenue too.
No, they don't. Yeah.
No,
A
but
lot of that goes to the theaters.
Yes.
Most
but
of
we
it
can agree
actually.
they've probably... I would bet they're close to making their money back after 3 films.
I mean, just assuming they make $1 billion per movie, merchandising all of it together.
They
Yeah.
are not idiot.
They
know
still have to
that
make
the
4
box-
of them, and they still haven't really.
They're on their
gotten
4th
paid
next
back.
year, though.
They actually would need to make more than 4
Yeah, but
because
after next
a
year, they
dollar
would make it all back.
in 5 years isn't worth $1 today. They need to make more than what they paid.
So you wouldn't invest $4 billion if you knew in the next 5 years you would make 5? Assuming you have that kind of
If
money
I
to
knew
work with like Disney does?
100% certainty, yes. I
Well,
would.
with Star Wars, I'm pretty sure it's 100% certainty.
Well,
No.
No,
Do you
people
know-
get tired.
Do you know when they
I don't
signed
know,
a
man.
contract?
Not with Star
one
Wars.
of the condition is that George Lucas will not be directing the following Star Wars movie. That was fucking on the contract.
Yeah, that's fine.
At least what I heard.
I would say
Oh,
if there were
then
bad
people wouldn't
movies,
like
they would
that.
be
That's
fucked.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
But-
thing.
yeah, exactly.
People
They
have
messed
loved
it
him
up.
so far. Like, this last one had, like, really big ratings. I don't know what the first one had, but this one had big ratings. I know Rogue One wasn't, like, stellar.
I have the distinct feeling that even if it wasn't good, they would still. Part of their marketing budget is
Oh.
getting people to like it despite whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They pay, like I always go to IMDb now,
They
and no matter
love
whatever the recent
nostalgia.
release, not just Star Wars, they're always like 8.5s, and I'm like, that's not right. Like, and then you wait like 6 months, and then they're down to like 6.4 or something.
So, let me give you my rating. IMDb rating for episode 7 actually would probably be like 6.5. above
6.5.
average. Yeah,
Yeah,
above
it's
average.
Above average. That's normal.
This one I would
Okay.
probably give
I mean,
a solid
Like
7.
above 7 for action movie, that's already pretty good. Action movie
Yeah.
is usually about 6 and 6.5.
So that's what I'm saying, Zach. It's not. So you're not saying it's fantastic, but it's not disappointing.
No, it's
But
not. It's
given
worth
that
the
if-
watch.
Yeah, if you're a Star Wars fan, a 6.5 might get an extra 1.
Exactly, but this is a 7.5. So to Star Wars fans,
So
it's
they haven't
probably more like an
fucked it up.
8.5 or
Yeah.
9.
So they might make money. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, you're saying if you're a Star Wars fan, that's a lot of fucking people you're talking about.
It is. It's crazy how crazy some people are about it. And what I was just telling Chloe, like when we were growing up, like so I think it wasn't. You were a nerd if you liked Star Wars, and it wasn't cool at all.
Yeah, isn't that
Like
weird?
there was one kid in my class that really loved Star Wars, and like everyone laughed, like made fun of him for liking it so much, and especially girls. Girls could
Yeah.
not like Star Wars. I had never even met a girl that would admit to have ever seen it.
Yeah, right? There's still like a little bit of that with like
Yeah.
more preppier girls, but now it's more acceptable to like Star Wars, which is
Yeah,
so
it's
it is
crazy
really
to
weird.
change.
Growing up as a nerd, it's really weird for people to like, yeah, it's cool like to like Star Wars, like that's the thing. And you
Like,
can tell
what?
that people are
Are
like,
you
"Oh,
sure?"
you've been a nerd your whole life. Like you do like Star Wars." And there's some people who are
Yeah.
like, "What? You like Star Wars? Like that doesn't make any sense." And then I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, "I play Magic the Gathering." Like that's next level nerdom. You know, like there's tiers.
You know what you have to do to like test their level of nerdom on Star Wars
Yeah.
is what do you think of the holiday special?
The holiday special.
See, you're not a Star Wars nerd. I'm just a nerd.
No,
in
I know
general.
I'm
reads
not.
too much. Do you know what the Star Wars holiday special is?
No. I'd never
Oh.
really cared about Star Wars, man.
So, I think this was after the last of the old movies.
Uh-huh.
George Lucas made like a TV Christmas special Star Wars.
Of Star Wars?
Yeah.
What?
And like it was a made up holiday that was basically Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And it was the worst pile of shit imaginable. I did look it up on YouTube and watch like 10 minutes skipping around. It was as dumb as I'd always heard.
Yeah.
But
That sounds awful.
yeah, like so it only aired one time and it was so bad they never aired it again.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you ever watched the Weird Al Yankovic music video where he's doing "I'm white and nerdy, white and nerdy,"
yeah.
that song.
Mhm.
Part of it is he goes into a back alleyway and he's putting in some money, and it's like he's buying drugs.
Yeah.
But he's actually buying a copy of the Star Wars Holiday Special. Because this is before the internet or, like,
Yeah.
you know,
I need
where
to
you
watch
couldn't
that
get it
again.
so
That's
easily.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That is pretty nerdy. That's up there.
It's enormously nerdy.
Yeah, but think about it. How many people do you think would say, yes, I watch Star Wars and find that like not nerdy and socially acceptable, as opposed to people who be like, yeah, I play Magic the Gathering all the time, or I
Yeah.
enjoy Magic the Gathering. I still
Look,
think there's
I mean-
plenty of people who won't even know what that is.
Do you think we give it just a little more time? Like 10 years from now, women are going to be playing Magic the Gathering and D&D.
Dude, I don't know.
Chloe, what
about
do you
Magic
think? You got to
and
weigh
D&D.
in on this.
I don't think the Magic Gathering would attract a lot of
Is it because of the butt cracks?
No.
You sure the butt cracks are drawing them in?
Butt crack gate.
It's a tedious that you have to remember lots of cards and then what they do.
You actually have to.
You're right.
Also,
Yeah, you
Star
have to
Wars
put
doesn't
forth
take
effort.
a lot of effort. You watch 2 hours
Yeah,
and
you watch
you're like, I like it.
Oh,
it's a low sort of commitment, right?
Mm.
Yes,
If you
exactly.
actually devoted into the D&D, you have to know like the most common rule-based rule book, right?
You're right.
And also like for Magic's, there's also complicated system to learn.
Yeah, Magic's
It's-
not that
it's a
easy to
lot-
learn.
Yeah, it's a lot of time and effort to actually invest in there.
Okay, you got to watch this clip. This is what reminds me of.
The more you nerd.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
that's
good.
what that reminded me.
Yeah.
So like women aren't like the real nerds like that guy.
No.
I
would
a second
say-
screening
No,
of the Avengers. That's not nerdy.
No,
Yeah, that's
I
totally
see some females that are nerd, but definitely not the same kind.
They're
portraying that.
So
Yeah, I'm not dressed like this for like Halloween. This is just how I
this
dress.
is just how I dress. So here's a good question for you, Nick. How would you define the difference between a geek and a nerd?
Ooh, that's a tough
I
one.
think geeks are about a very specific topic. Nerd
Like, they
is in
know a lot
general.
about that topic.
Yeah, like you can be a Star Wars geek,
Yeah.
but nerd is like overall like knowledgeable and abundant, like something that's not necessarily obscure, but
See, I think you're missing the point of
I don't
nerds. Is
know.
I actually think a part of being a nerd, some of it is you don't like social situations a lot, so you avoid them, and a lot of that is by making up by getting into geeky subjects. I actually think that's a part of what a nerd is, right?
so a nerd
Tends
nerds
to
can
not
be
be
geeky,
social.
but they're not necessarily.
Exactly. Part of being a nerd is the social awkwardness, right?
No, that just could be like someone who suffered from the Asperger's or different.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you have to be a completely social retard. I'm just saying here, social situations aren't something you seek out all the time.
It could be like you're actively avoiding social events.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that tends to be more of a nerd, part of a nerd. But I do agree that geek is like, you can be geeky about like
Specific topic.
a lot of, anything that you're just really into. Like, I am a board game geek.
So
I am a
well-
magic geek.
yeah, here's the question though: can you be a sports geek?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can be totally into it, but it's popularly accepted. So it's like I think
Ooh.
only recently you'd call that geekery, but like
Yeah.
historically it wouldn't be because it's popular.
Like,
If it's
people-
popular, it's not.
People remember the
That's a good
stats of
point.
each
That's a good
player,
point.
you know, that's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
definitely you can
work.
be. See, I might even say that's more nerdy. That
What
might
is?
be what I would say nerdy is. It's very intellectual. Like if you do statistics, it's nerdy. It's not geeky.
But people can be nerdy about sports too. There's tons
Geeky.
of statistics.
Geeky is like Star Wars. It's not like that's reusable knowledge. It's not like oh, I'm gonna get a job based on my Star Wars knowledge,
I don't
Yeah.
get this.
or like you have to be intelligent to be a Star Wars geek. You don't
Huh.
have to have any IQ at all to really like Star Wars. You have to actually be able to do a little bit of math if you really get into baseball statistics. Some of those guys really are into it, and you really have to like.
I still think that's getting in the
can-
geeky
People
territory.
get
Where
very-
just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a word game at some point.
True.
Like,
True.
what-
True.
Yeah.
You can define it whatever way you want.
You know what's truly nerdy?
What's that?
Dissecting what the difference is between a geek and a nerd.
Yeah, that's true. What is the better thing to call yourself? Like,
I call
think
myself a
it's-
nerd and geek all the time.
Yeah,
I don't really
but
care.
yeah, I guess I do too. But I'm self-denigrating, so I don't know.
No, I don't like to label myself anything.
A nerd, a geek.
You know what's
a
funny?
female? I don't believe in the woman label.
No, it's like some factual basis, like you're female and you're born with it, right? And I selfly identified that I'm a female. But
Yeah.
for like nerd and geek, it's hard to say because there's no clear definition
Yeah,
of this.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't want to label myself with something that's unclearly defined.
And then they add something to the definition. You feel like you're supposed to be
And
that.
you have forced yourself into some sort of rule because you're identified with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I don't feel very comfortable with that.
Say what now? I didn't hear her exactly what she said.
So it's like if you put a unclear definition as a label to yourself,
Mhm.
and people are free to change that definition, and in somewhat degree you would force yourself to more fit into that kind of a identification, right?
Yeah.
And that's changing yourself.
I
which
get what you're saying, but
I don't like.
especially with the term nerd, I usually use it to describe myself before somebody else can. You know what I mean? Like, if I talk with somebody and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go play Magic the Gathering because I'm a nerd, like, I take that away from them. Like, you can't call me a nerd. I just did it.
Yeah.
That's more of how I see it. Like, they're already going to define you as that and whatever else if you say
So Zach, you should just go ahead and say, I'm a total necrophiliac. So they can't call you it.
Take it
so
away
it doesn't
from you.
hurt you.
Total necro.
like
me feel ashamed of playing Skyrim.
I've heard like try
I
to
don't
keep
feel
your
ashamed.
identity small because like it makes you more rational. Because otherwise you'll feel like you have to go along with a group. Like you'll buy into group think
Yeah, I mean,
if you
What
start
do you
defining
mean?
yourself as a thing.
there's like
Oh, I see
those
what you're saying.
I think it's definitely Republican Democrats. They do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think Republicans and Democrats, once they say I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. If the Republicans or Democrats just come up with the dumbest fucking ideas in the world,
Yeah.
they'll still be
Yeah.
like, "Well, that's my team. I
that's my
agree
team."
with my team." It's like sports.
But how's that applied to being a nerd though? Like, if I call myself a nerd, it doesn't mean I'm gonna.
Yeah, but when you call yourself a nerd,
Go with
other
the
people
nerd
just
team. What's that
identify
mean?
You with that guy from
Like-
the Portlandia, you know.
Yeah.
But then you say like, yeah, but I actually am interested in makeup and stuff, you know, and they'll be like, nah, you're totally fake.
What?
But the thing is,
But I do things that aren't
Yeah.
nerdy as well. It's not like I.
But let me put it in one
Specifically as a
perspective. I think some geeks may have really loved the Star Wars prequels, the first 3. They may have like really, really liked it. But generally, geeks don't. So they may feel like, oh, they're crap. I hate them. I hate Jar Jar Binks. I hate it all.
Yeah.
You know, I think it does enforce a little group think, even though it's not like that.
like the thing that I work
Perfectly
with a
defined.
bunch of people that identify themselves as nerds, and then when they talk about Star Wars, I say, I never seen them, and then they just like constant pressure me into seeing them. And
Yeah.
because of that point, I'm never going to see them because
Mhm.
no.
Well, anytime somebody tells me they're a nerd, I always be like, "What's your nerd credit? Like, what are you?
What's your
into?"
nerd cred? What's your straight cred?
Yeah, like because mine wouldn't be Star Wars. I would be like, I'm really into Star
Like,
Wars. I don't-
how many digits of pi do you know, bitch?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that how you ask it? What's your digit? Like, how far do you go? That's hilarious. That'd be great. So, anyways, as I was saying, on Thursday, I held a Magic the Gathering event for our cats group, for our gaming group.
Mm.
By the way, if that doesn't define how nerdy I could be, I have a gaming group called Cats.
Yeah.
But anyways, we told
And that's
our
why
friend
you
we-
hate the Star Wars prequels, right?
I just never liked Star Wars to be. I didn't like the first 3.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Go on, though.
So I told this guy he should go, and he's like a big Star Wars geek, and he's like, no, because this was Thursday, and Star Wars came out at 12, and he's like, no, I can't. Like, I got to go to the thing at 12, and I got to watch all the movies up beforehand. And I was like, oh man, what a fucking nerd. And then I walked away and go, I'm going to go play Magic the Gathering now.
Nerd.
Like, fucking nerd. Anyways, like you said, it's kind of just a word game eventually, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just... I think, there's a slight clustering
Yeah.
of, like, certain behaviors that you might be able to label.
Oh,
But-
humans just very good at labeling.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean, like, have a very clearly defined...
It's also definitely more popular to be called a geek or a nerd for yourself. Especially geek. I
Yeah,
feel like geek's more
exactly.
acceptable.
20 years ago, it used to mean, like, not at all popular. Both terms was, like, completely outside of the mainstream. That was part of the meaning, was very outside the mainstream. But
Yeah,
now a lot of
that's
it
true.
is mainstream, so can it really mean the same thing? No, the definition has changed.
But you're right, though. Like, I don't think if you're into Star Wars, you're automatically a nerd or geek.
Yeah.
Like, that's not
And,
very
like, the
good geek or
Avengers
nerd
and, like, comic book heroes are hugely popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so it definitely doesn't mean outside the mainstream.
I would not. If somebody said that's their geek or nerd cred, I'd be like, what else? Like, have you ever played D&D? Like,
I went to a second week screening of the Avengers.
yeah, like, exactly. Like, what's your real nerd cred? Like, you gotta have more than that.
You've got to know every superhero's backstory.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah,
which
it's
comic
so
book did
just-
you read about that? Like, did you read the
Yeah.
OGs? Like,
That's like I'll never self-identify myself as a nerd. It's like I'm never into the superhero stuff.
That's where I gotta say,
But you're
what's the
totally a
difference is
nerd.
because that's not useful knowledge. But like things
stuff.
like you can do math at a fairly high level, right? You have a PhD in STEM, so that would be very, very nerdy to some people, super nerdy. but it's useful. I think there's a distinction between
You're
very
talking
particular
useful
knowledge
for
that is
nerds.
useful and very particular knowledge that is completely fucking worthless.
So
If
would
you
you-
know, like, the entire
what
life story of Han Solo, like, you spent a lot of time learning about his life story, it's not exactly going to get you far in life. But some people do.
At some age of your life, you distinguish between the knowledge that's useful and the knowledge that's not useful, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are certain knowledge that you seek out because you found them interesting.
Mhm.
You know, like lots of trivias that's interesting, but practically.
What school did Han Solo go to?
Okay, Nick, so
Mm.
by your definition, what would make me a nerd? Am I a nerd in your definition? Because I'm not a big programmer or care about
No,
math that
I don't
much.
think you are. You're also very social compared to me or
Compared to
Chloe.
you, yeah.
Yeah,
You
you're a
are.
lot more social. Probably not doing much STEMmy stuff. Maybe a little. I mean, I don't think you're dumb.
No,
So-
I'm not saying I'm dumb, but I'm not at your level with caring about mathematics. But then again, I do watch like the YouTube.
Yeah,
Number
like you
file
watch.
a lot.
Have
Have you watched
maybe
that, by
that's.
the way?
Which one?
Number file?
Oh yeah,
Really
I do
good.
actually.
That's a really
But
good
see,
one.
so but like there's a Brit. So like if you watch what's Neil deGrasse Tyson's thing?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, sir.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's. He has the thing.
Cosmos?
Cosmos.
Yeah.
That's the one. Like there's a gap between that and then actually buying a textbook and reading about astronomy.
So like the fact that I bought, actually I have 2 copies of Bill Bryson's The Short History of Nearly Everything.
No,
It's basically
not quite that.
Cosmos, the book.
It's not a textbook.
You need an actual like astronomy book, like deep dive.
You need to get into the details. You need to get.
Why isn't
deep
that
into shit.
more? Why isn't that geeky though? That's just a deep dive. You're
Well,
saying
it's a
useful
spectrum.
knowledge? It's not necessarily useful.
I'm saying it's a spectrum. Well, it could be.
So I'm a GERD. I'm like almost a nerd. More of a
Yeah. Again, like I said, it's hard to really say.
I get where you're coming at though. Of like nerds tend to be less social, more logic based.
Like useful knowledge, I would say, is a distinction.
Well, that's what
I
I'd
would-
say. Logic.
I like to make between that and like studying.
Like you read fucking economic articles all the time.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I would never
So
read.
does that make me a geek? Maybe I'm an economics
Yeah,
geek.
see, I
but
think
I
you're
would
an
say is that
economic
nerdy?
I think overall, nerd would just be. You know what nerd is? You're geeky with a lot of topics.
See, that's another thing I thought. Like, I said geeky is about a specific thing. Nerdy is over a broader spectrum, I think.
I think that makes more sense. If it's just like, you're really geeky about cars, well, you're a goddamn mechanic. You're not like a nerd.
Yeah.
You like cars. I think that if you really like football, you're not geeky about football. You just like football. You like sports. Whereas you like economics. You like to look at
some of the
Bitcoin,
profession
math.
or interest that's not being categorized that way. Like there
Yeah.
are, makeup artists that are really, really into makeups.
Yeah.
Right, fashion designers.
So they wouldn't be nerds,
most
though, 'cause they're into
in
that
and
one
out
thing.
of
They're
certain
really into
brands.
But one thing that also I think separates that from the rest is it's popular.
No.
Let me put it this way: pretty girls are definitely into it.
Yeah,
That's
but-
one
not like a
but
makeup
here-
artist for like a
here's the
movie.
thing, right? Like the high fashion and then pretty girls, they don't always correlate.
I want to define geeky, as something you could definitely imagine a 40-year-old man living in his mother's basement being really into. That's almost my definition of geek.
I do feel like this word nerd and geeky and nowadays has been overly
Exactly.
generalized.
Like I said, it's changed a lot the last 20, 30 years. When we were growing up, you did not want to be called a geek or a nerd. It was definitely meant unpopular.
I mean, okay, so nerd is being popular, but it's still it's still not socially acceptable if you're a weeaboo carrying your whiteboard around on the subway.
Give it time, Chloe. They'll learn.
Not that acceptable.
They'll learn to accept my waifu on the subway when I'm talking to
I'm
them.
talking about social protocols that someone needs to. Okay, like there's brought to another topic, right? Like social protocols.
Yeah.
Do we all agree, like, maintaining a person's hygiene is social protocol? Right? At least it's courtesy to the other people around you. But we do have some, engineers that refuse to shower that often.
Yeah.
Make the conference room really murky,
I just think it should be protocol to greet my waifu pillow as "Good day, ma'am." Madam.
But
Miss?
if you categorize that kind of behavior as nerdy and praise about it, like, I don't think that's acceptable.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
no.
Like, it's okay. I don't shower or brush my teeth. I'm a total nerd. No, you're just kind of gross, dude.
Here, I like this distinction. So both are dedicated to their subjects and sometimes socially awkward. Distinction is usually geeks are just fans of their subjects and nerds are practitioners of them.
Okay, yeah.
Cool
Here's a distinction I would make. A math geek would know a bunch of the digits of pi.
Yeah.
Okay? But a math nerd would know
Could
like
do the
the
calculation.
uses, how to derive it, how to prove it.
No. Those people call them mathematicians.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no,
That's
no,
what,
no, no,
that's
no,
what
no.
that means.
No.
That's like just,
No. I think a nerd would be one that didn't actually study math, like, professionally.
Okay.
Like, if you know how to still
Yeah.
prove pi, like, is 3.14, you're definitely a bit of a
You mean
nerd.
how to
Derive it.
compute pi?
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, I have this math problem for you guys. Chances are you've heard it before, so you might know the answer. But it's really interesting. I was reading this book on board game design, and it had this interesting thing. And
The
every
Monty Hall problem.
no, sort of though. I knew you knew that Monty Hall problem, but it's funny just how the average person will argue with me about
Do you
it
not know
because
the
they just
Wilson completeness theorem?
they can't understand it. Say what?
Chloe's interested in the math that I just showed her. She can learn it later. Let's
Okay.
go on.
So you ready? You might know
Yeah.
this. So if I tell you I have 2 kids, and I tell you one is a boy, what are
Okay.
the chances that my other kid is female?
The chances...
50%.
Yeah, I gotta
Ah.
go...
See, even you guys got it wrong.
Hold on. Let me think. You tell me one is... You tell me specifically one is a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it now.
One is a boy. He hasn't said...
What are the chances that my other kid is female?
So you've only said one is a boy, which means it could be 2 are boys. It could be one is a girl,
Yeah, which I'm
one
about
is a
to draw.
boy, but it cannot be both are girls. So we can
Correct.
rule out the 2 girls, which means...
Which leaves
3/4.
Yeah, well,
not
that's...
3/4, no.
No, that means 2
Oh.
out of 3
Yeah.
possibilities are left. So there's a 66%.
Yeah. But you guys wanted to
Right.
say the wrong answer right away.
Yeah. Well, I think this is also somewhat philosophical, as in...
Because it's
What
how-
information
how
have you conveyed? What did you really say?
How you
So,
how you
like,
it's an
understand
You know this
interpretation of
chart
what you
then,
stated.
right? Like, you see this chart, because you did that in your head. You're like, it can't be that.
Yeah. I
That
already
rules
know the
out
math.
that. That rules out that.
But
that rules
it's
out that.
so it's mathematical in some sense. You have to take them very literally.
yes.
Right.
How can you not take that literally?
I mean,
If he says I have one that's a
immediately
boy,
you're
what the hell
thinking
is-
that one of the boys saw the other one, and then you think like, okay, 2 kids, there are independent events, right?
Yeah.
So each one of them has 50% of chance is being a girl or a boy.
Yeah.
And then, since they're independent,
suppose so.
so 50%, right?
Yeah.
But then again, you're thinking.
But this
okay,
is
when
they're
you take it
entangled. This is
literally-
quantum entanglement. This is the reason this guy brought this up. Is there because I said I have 2 and one's a boy. Now it's all entangled, and that's why you can't just go by normal logic of it's 50% chance. You have to actually think about okay, well, what are the chances? What are all possible chances that could have happened? Because it's an entanglement. Because they're connected now.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. But suppose you have 100 people, and they have different family configurations. 100 people with 4 kids. and then one comes out and says, I have one that is a boy, right? Then I think, yes, it's 2/3 that they have another boy.
How's it 2/3? We just showed mathematically that it's not. Just looking at it.
What?
The graph
You
shows
mean 50%.
exactly. How
It's not 50%.
Yeah.
So it is 2/3 that they have another boy.
No, that they have a girl.
They have another girl.
Maybe I'm too drunk because now I'm really
Do you
lost.
not see the squares I made?
I was
to show
talking
you
about
it?
boy, and then they have another boy.
You said this in your head. You said this exact thing.
Yeah, I thought it was, what's the chances they had another boy was the question.
No, I said, what are the chances the other is female?
Oh, never mind. Then it's a third. Yeah, okay.
It's 2/3
Gotcha.
chance.
Yes. Whatever.
Yes,
but the point is, that's not the point. The point is, take
the
100
point is,
people.
that's not the point.
Yeah. Take 100 people with 4 people in their family. They have 2 kids. Then yeah, that's true.
Yes. He said that it's an example of called correlation, or in physics, entanglement. Entanglement and correlation can cause all kinds of interesting things to happen. This, by the way, is a guy that he
Moving
was.
on.
The guy that wrote this, he's he got his degree in physics and electrical engineering at MIT.
Okay.
And president of Mars International, in case you're wondering, whatever the hell that is. All right, is it time for Joe Larry to make some?
Yeah,
After all
I
this
was wanting
nerdy
to
talk,
move on. I think
just
we've
gonna
had
say I'm gonna fuck it.
this has gotten to be like too nerdy and not that entertaining.
It did get pretty damn nerdy.
When Chloe's starting to read, I want to read how he proves 1 + 1 is
She's
equal
about
to 2. It's like
She's about to read math proofs.
That's not going to be a fun podcast. You can read it.
Showed something, and my internal reaction was I need to verify that guy's statement for me to believe
You really?
this.
You need to verify Bertrand Russell. He invented set
What
theory.
are you gonna prove him wrong after all these years?
Okay, so one thing
I'll
that
show
I
you,
learned
Newton.
during all the education is that you don't believe or have the
I know.
presumption that someone is definitely true just because
I know.
he's that person. You
I know.
read and you
No,
believe yourself.
but you should assign a Bayesian odd to it, and you know what? His odds are pretty high, right?
Well,
you
yeah,
got-
if you always do that, and then quantum physics will never get invented.
Yeah,
But you didn't look
I'm
at the
not saying you
Pythagorean
shouldn't go
theorem
look
and went,
into
"Oh,
it.
I don't know about that."
I don't trust those professors are liberals.
They have libtards.
But my point is, you
I
always
know,
take a
yes.
grain of salt.
You can read it, but not during a podcast.
But
But-
don't you judge me trying
Bookmark
to
it.
comprehend
I know, but I do want to warn you
what?
that they say the funny part about Principia Mathematica
Uh-huh.
is it's like 300 or 400 pages into it, he finally proves 1 + 1 is 2. Like, that's the joke. It's hilarious.
That's great.
But it's all perfectly sensical. It all sets the foundations of modern mathematics. Like, people do proofs based on what he did. Like,
Yeah.
before they didn't do proofs like that. They didn't prove everything.
It's
We
also
prove everything
an
now because of him.
exercise of your logical processes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's super logical.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, I have that comic book. I tried to get you the graphic novel. That's what it's called. That you should read about him. It's very interesting.
You talking to me?
Chloe. But you should also read it. There's a graphic novel about Bertrand Russell.
What's
That's
it
really
called?
cool.
Because I think you recommended this to me before.
I don't remember what it's called.
Well, how good that fucking does me.
It's
Bert-
a graphical novel.
Look, I can look. Bertrand Russell
So I think I read it.
graphic novel. Okay, Logic Comics and Epic
Yeah, I
Search
read
for
that.
Truth. There you go.
It was really good. I did read that. That was a long time ago, though.
Okay.
Okay. He goes and meets George Boole in it. Apparently, he did actually go and discuss these things with George Boole. You know who Boole is, right? I'll get what Boole, Boole. Where do you think we've heard his name before?
Boole. Sounds like a Boolean.
Yeah, there you go. That's where we get Boolean logic from.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
so
that
it's
was
time
a
for
real-
Joe Larry.
Yeah. Now after our very high level discussion of the foundation of mathematics, we're going to go and troll Reddit. Because that's the discourse for you.
That's the most discourse episode we could have, where we, like, just crash into the most nerdy topics possible, and then go, alright, let's go make some dick and fart jokes now on Reddit.
Alright, where should I go? Give me an R, whatever.
Share your screen again.
Are you not seeing this?
What?
No, I clicked on whiteboard.
Chloe, I want you to pick the Reddit, since you weren't... She was
The
not
subreddit.
amused with our trolling last time. Yeah, the subreddit. What subreddit?
Well, we can make, like, some nerd comments this time, too.
Late
We could
stage
throw in some...
capitalism.
Late stage capitalism?
What? That's an actual one?
Yeah, have you not seen late stage capitalism? A lot of it is good.
No, I don't even know what it...
It's memes about we're in late stage capitalism now,
Yeah.
but you'll understand it once you see one meme.
Okay,
So-
I need to see it.
Here's a meme, so you can digest that pretty... Before you make fun of children for believing in me, remember, there are adults who believe in benevolent corporations. That's a picture of
Okay,
Santa.
I get it. And it has Santa in it for
Yeah.
the listeners.
So let's go to their new. Where's...
So is it like
Oh,
making
go
fun
new,
of
right here.
like our population for?
It's
with
like we're at the
corporations, or-
point where capitalism doesn't make sense anymore because we
Okay.
have enough resources to support everyone in the population, but instead of doing that, we distribute it unequally. Like the
Okay,
top
okay, I
1%
get
get 90% of it, even though that could feed everybody.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, totally.
I understand.
A 93-year-old woman was forcibly evicted from her senior home.
Oh
What do you
wow,
want
there's
to
only one
comment?
comment. Perfect.
Oh, we will be the first comment. We could go serves the bitch right. Pay up.
Whoa.
You want to say that, or you got a better one?
No, that seems fine to me. Well, no, it might. What's the rules on commenting? It might get removed.
Oh, I
that
have
way.
no idea.
It
We'll
has it
find
right
out.
on the right.
Oh, I don't want to read rules.
Well, what's the use of trolling if you just get
I
your
don't
comment
even
deleted?
care. We're gonna.
Okay, how
Can I
about
even comment? Where's the comment? Can I not comment on new? Yeah, I think you might not be able to if you're a new account with not much history.
reply to this guy?
Serves the bitch right. Chloe, do you have any other ideas?
No, this is horrible. I don't know. Statistically speaking, she is dead.
Actually, I like that better.
Pay up. Pay
No,
up
no,
or
I like
up.
what she
Yeah.
said. Statistically speaking, she's already dead.
'Cause she
No
falls
serves
off
the bitch right.
the,
Just statistically speaking, she's already
3
dead.
standard deviation.
Okay, statistically speaking, she is already dead past
Has
3 standard
deviation.
deviations. Okay, there we go. All right, Zach, you can pick the next subreddit.
Let's go to. Oh, you know what would be funny? We did Bitcoin. I bet you there's a Litecoin.
Oh, let's go to Litecoin.
Oh yeah. So.
Oh, wow,
explain
there's a
this
lot of
to me.
comments
What
on
is
these.
Litecoin?
Okay, yeah, I can explain this. So
it's not as heavy as Bitcoin.
yeah, like the bits actually weigh a little less. Bitcoin, the bit weighs about as much as an electron because it's just a few electrons in the switch, right? But in Litecoin, they figured out a third of an electron. It's a gluon. What are the pieces that you get? It is. That's true. They're like.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just shocked you know what it is.
Quarks.
Who even had that?
Is that the general
a
name?
quark?
Quark is like
That's a-
the thing made in
Subatomic
neutron.
particle.
Yeah, that's a subatomic
Yeah.
particle.
Gluon's one of them. I can't remember which ones make up what. So particle physics is where I get lost in physics.
Yeah, they start
That's
coming
fair.
up with
That's
something
fair.
else.
Yeah. But anyways. Oh yeah, the real answer. I should give you a real answer. So Bitcoin, high transaction fees, very slow, not many transactions. Litecoin is supposed to be light in the sense that you can do a lot more transactions. It's easier to transfer, that kind of thing. So
But it has
after
less
Bitcoin was the
security?
very first implementation of the blockchain,
Uh-huh.
So there have been a lot of efficiencies figured out since then, and a lot of other crypto coins have been doing that. But none of them has achieved the market share that Bitcoin has.
Especially now.
Yeah. By the way,
At some point those are closed.
check what my money's at.
GDAX.
Yeah, we can talk about this later, but
That's cool.
I'm checking my... There we go. All right, so... my face when I bought Litecoin before Thanksgiving. Oh, that lucky motherfucker. Okay, what should we say here? I sold a Bitcoin and bought $13K worth of Litecoin just before the big hike. Well, let's not even read it.
No, we don't.
So did Litecoin hike up during the holidays?
Yeah, all of them have been going up. The 3 Coinbase supports, Ethereum, Litecoin. That's going to be our next topic. So we should have saved this for last as a transition.
Nah. So how about you put what we were just saying? It was like
Litecoin is
so
much better than Bitcoin because I'm gonna say I heard from a technical
you just have
guru
better than
that Litecoin is so much better than
Bitcoin
because
it's lighter.
Because
It doesn't weigh so much.
Because
you're going to go into details.
It doesn't weigh so much.
Therefore, your
I want to go into the
lower.
details.
Therefore,
Weigh
your
so
encumbrance
much.
is lower because
Since it is stored using gluons and quarks instead of full electrons, so it can transfer
so stupid.
money faster and more efficiently. Litecoin is so much
Hold
better.
on, I want an encumbrance comment here. Therefore,
and is therefore less in
no.
in international.
No. I was gonna make a D&D reference.
No.
There's
I want this
less
person to really
encumbrance.
come off as somebody that believes it. International finance.
You
That's
had AL to international.
why I have put all of my last paycheck.
No, put your mortgage. I put out a second mortgage.
No, people won't believe that. Check in it, because it's...
I think we should do more
Gonna-
comments that come off as actual. This person is real.
Yeah, I do too. I don't want to be
That's
too
what I'm saying.
insane. Go up 10x.
We did go pretty insane
You
last time.
should too. I heard from a technical guru that Litecoin is so much better than Bitcoin because it doesn't weigh so much since it is stored using gluons and quarks instead of full electrons. So it can transfer money faster and more efficiently and is therefore less encumbered in international finance. That's why I've put all of my last paycheck in it because it will go up 100x. You should too.
So dumb. That's so much better than what we've been doing. Like, it's a real comment, but so stupid.
They can't just delete a comment because it's stupid.
Did it actually post it?
No, we gotta wait 3 minutes.
That's
Let's go to a new one. I'm gonna do random. So we're in Eastern Sun Rising. I don't even know what the fuck this is. This got to be about the Eastern. If you are new
That's
here,
the new one. This is too... I don't even know what's happening.
East Southeast Asian men and women in diaspora. So diaspora means they've left their homeland. So So you're actually Eastern Sun Rising. You're an Eastern Asian woman that's in America.
Oh,
Right.
that's what they wanted me.
I don't know about this one.
This is really weird.
Too off the wall weird for us.
You wanna
If we're
try a new
commenting,
one?
it's just, hey, you ever fuck the table?
Okay, we'll go to another random. This is Bonsai. God, there are a lot of fucking
Why is it so Asian?
ones. Let's do another random.
If we get another Asian one, I'm
Enter
fucking
Charlotte Hornets.
There we go.
Okay. Shaq butthurt about Dwight passing him in defensive rebounds.
Okay, we can definitely comment on that.
Shaq butthurt about Dwight passing him in defensive rebounds.
I was
Okay.
butthurt once.
Wait, no, I got it. Shaq should rape Dwight, then he'll be the butthurt one.
Oh, shit. That's good. That's just a good comment. Do it.
That's really weird. I like that one. That one makes perfect sense.
That's actually just a funny comment.
All right, what
That
else
might
do
be
we
top
got?
10. Okay, I got an idea. Go to our all, but click new. Let's start commenting on some new random posts.
Okay, that's a good one. How was like the porn? 40.
Yeah, let's comment on the porn one. I'm
Do you
here
want?
to make you come.
I'm here to make you come.
Yep, let's comment.
Chloe's declining. Let's go on.
it. Okay, there's a lot of fucking porn.
Apparently, our all new is mostly porn, like the rest of the internet, really.
Yeah, that's true. Here we go. Wait. 6,000 sets and bonus CD key, Steam trading cards. I have no idea what that is, so we need to comment on it.
Okay. Something about Steam, the video game thing. Yeah. Use that amount of CS:GO keys.
Oh, about those loot crates or something?
Oh, this guy's like giving ways to like comments to get stuff.
Okay. What should I say to this?
I don't know now.
I can just say, I'll buy 12. I'll buy
12.
PM me. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't get this internet. No, I don't get this Reddit thing, but I want in. I want to see if we get a reply.
Wait.
Depends on how desperate that
Say-
is.
Say, I'll buy 12, period, PM me in the AM.
PM me.
Just a little bit of wordplay.
Alright.
Shits and giggles.
Okay, let's do one more.
Married couples of Reddit. What is the weirdest thing someone has said to you at your wedding? We can have fun with this one.
Okay.
Why did you fuck the table, Joe?
Is that what and then we'll put ... It's really a long story. Alright.
Perfect.
I think we got our comments.
Yeah.
Alright, what was our next comment? Topic.
Oh, our next topic? We're
I'm
going to
too
talk
drunk.
about Litecoin and Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty,
Next
motherfucker.
segment. Bitcoin.
I'm gonna check on how much it is now. Bitcoin is
currently at-
19,173.
Fuck.
Ethereum is $717.
Dude, I almost bought Ethereum like 6 months ago. I almost bought a lot of it.
I did buy Ethereum 6 months ago. I told you on this podcast, man.
You
I don't
probably
know.
did.
I think Ethereum's gonna go up.
Yeah, you did.
I bought.
crazy.
I think I got 18.
So what do you think's causing it to skyrocket so quickly and so high?
Oh, it's obvious. So Bitcoin is now being traded on the Chicago Board of Exchange. That's super legitimizing of Bitcoin.
The hell's the
It-
Chicago whatever exchange?
So it's kind of like the New York Stock Exchange, but it's usually in commodities and futures. It was on, wasn't it in Trading Places? Because they traded orange juice
it's another-
concentrate,
it's
right?
just a way to exchange goods. A place to
It's to
Yeah.
bet
for
on
legitimate.
commodities usually.
Commodity markets. They usually have the back in the days. They actually have people yelling to each other.
Hmm. Yeah. So
But this is a legitimate one.
yeah, that. Ooh, man, look at that order though. So since I actually own some of these, I've been going on GDAX every day. This is like the exchange where it's actually traded, and it's interesting to just look at this shit. So,
Fucking cray.
like, you can see someone's trying to sell 10.8, or a group of people are trying to sell 10.8 at 19,173. Another person is buying 15 at 19,173 and 46 cents. So there's the 1 cent difference. Then every time someone either buys or sells, you can see it actually happen right here. So there's 0.05
Holy
bought,
shit.
sold.
Who's
and bought,
buying
like,
at that rate?
transacted.
Man. I mean, if I had the money, I
no
might buy them
idea.
because I still think it's going to go up.
I don't know. The reason I'm checking every day is I'm thinking of when should I sell.
Elon Musk said it's going to go up to 100,000. I think that's too high. I think 50
Oh.
is its cap.
Oh, you should see something different. So, something crazier. You know who John McAfee is? He's the guy that did the...
Yeah, I know you.
the McAfee... Yeah, he's a super interesting guy. But let's look at what he said about Bitcoin price or else.
500,000?
Yeah. He says it will be
In 3
500,000 in 3 years. I want to see the or else, because that's the interesting
what's the or
part.
else part
This
of
is
this
the part that makes him a very interesting guy. Or, I can't find long term. I have doctor blah blah blah. He apparently has a doctorate in point set typology.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. Oh, here we. Oh, well, they're alluding to it here. He says, or else he'll cut off his dick and eat it. He says it'll be 500K in 3 years, or else he'll cut off his dick and eat it.
Well, that just sounds like a hyperbole to begin with, but...
He's definitely, heavily banked on this.
Yeah.
That's funny.
If he signed a contract saying that, I would buy.
Yeah. To be fair, that does sound like,
Like something you're not
just a
supposed to take
saying. Like
seriously.
something he's said before, probably. Like, if it doesn't do this, I'll cut my dick off and eat it, Like, just one of those hilarious sayings.
But, yeah.
But it is pretty
Fucking
fucking funny. Wow, I still can't believe it's at 19 fucking grand, dude.
Yeah.
But what's your selling point?
So I was thinking about cashing out $5,000 of it. And then, letting the rest just rise as much as possible.
Oh, so
I don't
getting
know.
your money back kind of thing? Is that what you're doing?
No, I only spent $500 total.
Oh, wow. You really got in there.
Because I bought, 2 years ago about. But I killed myself for only buying 2.
Yeah, right?
And you know what also? Okay, we, a couple months ago, gambled on a UFC fight. How many months ago was that?
Oh, and we bought Bitcoin, didn't we? That was in July.
No, I had Bitcoin and I transferred it.
Yeah.
That was out of my stash.
Wow.
That
you used a lot.
$200 is $3,000 now, man.
Damn. That's what you get for using a commodity,
I know.
I guess.
There was this great Reddit post from some guy on Twitter saying people should have had the foresight to buy it and hoard it like me when it was only used for buying drugs and black market organs. Because that's really what it's mostly been used for. And now it's just more evading tax and money laundering. It's mostly shady shit.
But with evading taxes, how does that work though? Because you eventually, if you want the money back, you have to sell it, and then it's going to show up in revenue.
No, if you keep exchanging it for a service, if you find a guy that'll cut your hair for a Bitcoin or a Ethereum, you should give them that, and they do it, and that's it. You never pay tax on the money you received.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
that's a good point.
I wanted to tell you about the big Ethereum thing. So, do you know what the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin is?
I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know it's way
basically
different.
a giant virtual computer. So Bitcoin just tracks who owes who what, right? It's just so and so paid so and so 3.
Yeah, it's like a big
Bitcoins.
ledger.
Yeah. Ethereum can do anything your computer can do. It's usually but it's usually at the level of a computer 30 years ago. But it can do it, whatever it is. It can it's a Turing complete computer, the whole thing.
Okay.
And it's agreed upon by everyone in the blockchain. So if you write a Ethereum app that counts through 100 every time someone pays you a coin, it's everyone's going to agree it's 100. It counts 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 100, whatever. You can write anything you want. So someone has created an application where you can pay them to own a virtual cat. Okay? Because, what's that?
Is that CryptoCat?
Yeah, CryptoCat, I think it's called. So it's just like if you had an internet website and somebody gave you a virtual cat and they give you an assigned color scheme, a cat personality maybe, all that other stuff, whatever.
Uh-huh. What the hell's the point of this, though? Why would they do that?
Okay, the point is you can resell it at any time for more Ethereum, less Ethereum, right? Uh-huh. So maybe your cat's worth more, right? Mm-hmm. Because it has a special color, right? Whatever. So, some cats have been going for hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Ethereum.
I see.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's so weird. Like, why would you want it? Why does it fucking matter?
It makes perfect sense. It's money laundering. Mm-hmm. Can the IRS prove that you bought that cat yourself at $1 worth of Ethereum, and then
like $100,000
yeah,
worth.
Sold it to yourself for $500,000 worth of Ethereum? No, they can't prove that. So you just laundered money.
Yeah.
Right? You just sold your virtual cat.
I see.
That's what everyone thinks it is. Everyone,
that makes sense.
I would almost say everyone knows it is, but it will be hard to prove in court. Once they get to Ethereum, the jury's going to be like, what?
But to really get your money back with Ethereum, though, you have to be able to use it for something.
You can still use it for plenty of things. I mean, you can use it.
Who the fuck?
You can just sell it on an exchange for cash right now, just like you can Bitcoin.
Oh, for cash? How?
Yeah, you can do it just like Bitcoin. You just exchange it for cash.
But then that money shows up. Or are you saying, well, I had the Ethereum and I sold it I got it at this price.
You had a virtual cat that you paid 1 Ethereum for. Then some anonymous person gave you 10,000 Ethereum for it. You pay tax on that 10,000 Ethereum when you cash it out. Mm-hmm. And then it's clean money.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now I understand why it's money laundering. You just turned $1 into $10,000 virtually. But not really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they've seriously been selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. And it's obviously unbelievably suspicious that somebody would pay for that.
Oh, man, this makes me think Bitcoin and shit will go up, because that's genius.
Yeah. I guess it's a great market for black and gray market shit.
Yeah, I would have a hard time imagining the government wouldn't want to crack it down. I mean,
What's even better?
It's hard to do it without violating civil liberties. It's very hard.
What is?
It's hard to actually crack down on it without violating civil liberties. Like, you have to actually prove in court that wasn't actually bought and sold from the same person. Or that was bought and sold from the same person. Like, you can't just say, well, probably. It has to be almost certain.
Can you do like a MAC address?
If they can get your IP address, I bet they can get probable cause.
IP can be changed.
MAC
address.
No, you can't. In your MAC address, you don't send that to your through the internet. Why would they send that? You send your IP.
But you can just change your IP.
Yeah, but so if they think someone's doing it, the FBI,
right.
I think they could get a warrant to actually, go to your ISP and get something to capture what you're sending and receiving, right? And they could actually.
Can't you just go to a public web browser use Tor?
But I'm assuming these people are using Tor. They're going through VPNs. They're taking every precaution, and also going through Ethereum to buy and sell. So it's going to be very hard to prove.
That makes so much more sense. Also, you have to have a trial by your peers. Good luck trying to convince a fucking jury what any of this is.
Yeah, good luck making them understand what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
When they go virtual cats, grandma's going to go, I don't understand kids these days.
I don't know. Like, you need experts on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Anytime it gets
Yeah,
confusing,
well, you
It's
can't
not
find that
gonna-
when you're just looking
No
for a
idea.
file about peers. Oh my gosh, that makes so much more sense to me now. Like I never
what
thought
if
about
they
that.
just banned Ethereum altogether?
You can't. You have to
China
ban
did.
the internet.
China has already banned Bitcoin.
I know that.
Well, what's
But-
that
They
matter?
banned all cryptocurrency, not just
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
One, how do they stop it?
Yeah, exactly.
Technically, you're not supposed to be on VPNs. How many people in China are on VPNs?
That's true.
Two, the U.S. is going to have a hard time banning it. I mean,
Yeah, how do you ban a
it's
digital coin?
You track the transactions going in
no.
and out of
I don't mean they're going to have a hard time technically doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a hard time doing it from a freedom standpoint. We still do believe in the fact that we have the freedom to do whatever we want in this country. You can access the most fucked up porn in the world if you want to, as long as it's not minors. Have at it.
Does
It's your life.
does net neutrality fuck this up? Does that? have
Net
anything-
neutrality could. They
Yeah,
could.
They
Yeah.
could. They could, just
They could
put
make you
that
pay to
on
be
your
able to
house.
send the packets to
Exactly.
GDAX or Coinbase or any exchange or whatever. But still, they couldn't
you
outright ban it without. I think
You said they
getting a
could technically
pretty big-
ban it. How do you technically ban these websites?
No,
You have to go to the ISPs.
yeah, but like
Wait, can't you still just VPN into it?
technically, yeah, you can. There's no way of like hardcore just completely banning it. Like
There's-
like, you can set up like servers in God knows where, and then you go
Yeah.
through Tor, and then you go to that server, and you make the
But-
purchase. Like, yeah, it's possible. But
Ultimately, we always go through an ISP, right? You go through
Yeah.
Comcast or AT&T. They could ban all VPNs. If it goes out of the country, no.
yeah, but
They
no,
could-
You
that's-
can't really
that's
ban
not
all
gonna-
VPNs
that's
though,
not gonna
like,
be
that's
possible.
tough.
Yeah.
What they can do is
Tough sell.
make the legislator of making it illegal.
Yeah.
Then, if you are ever get caught,
Mhm.
then you're going to subject it to penalty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most that they can do. Like a lot of things, right? Yes, killing people is illegal. Is there anything stopping you from doing this? Unless you can get away with it, right?
Mm.
I mean, there's still plenty of people does that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the
Yeah.
point is it's a lot easier to get away with just buying and
It's-
selling Bitcoin
It's
than
not that
murdering
easy if they made it illegal though. Like if you're doing a large amount of transaction out of a bank, say like over 10,000, and it's just automatically gotten suspicious. Like they don't even need any reason to look at your bank account. It's just like, it's over the limit.
Yeah.
Right? They're just gonna put a little bit more surveillance on your account.
Mhm.
Ultimately, you have to move money from one place to another, right?
Mhm.
If you follow the money, yeah, you
No.
can find it.
You can, if theoretically, you could do all your transactions in this currency.
Yes, but you have to get into this currency
That's
in the
hard.
first place.
Yeah. You definitely have to get into it in the first
Yeah.
place.
You can do it little by little. but
No.
it's-
You don't necessarily have to put it in a bank, though. You can buy graphics cards and buy electricity.
Mm-hmm.
In where?
That's you gotta get the house to have electricity supplied to it. And they might be like, why do you consume 10 times the current residential electricity?
Yeah, that's kind
that
of like
most
having a
people
grow
do?
house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like once you start saying like buying 10,000 servers at this residential location.
But here's the thing, like, some people buy a lot of gardening equipment that seems suspicious, but hey, they say they grow corn, or they say they're very
Yeah.
hobbyist farmers.
Yeah, I know. Like,
But they
The
really
point
grow
is,
drugs.
people, it's worth enough for people trying to get away with
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, but there's the whatever you described. A lot of money launderers already tried. I'm sure, like opening a strip club,
Yeah.
buying a dying properties, being an angel investor. By the way, guys, does it sound similar, familiar to you guys?
If you watch the Netflix show The Ozarks, it's
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Buying
I'm
a
sure
church that never
someone
gets
who's
built.
already tried.
I'm shocked, like, I never really thought about money laundering for Bitcoin, but it makes so much fucking sense now that you say it.
yeah, it's perfect for it.
So, like, yeah, the Bitcoin being used to.
Ethereum. It's hard to do. You can still do it in Bitcoin, but Ethereum has a very built-in mechanism for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kinda cool.
So, it's technologically difficult now to track them, right? If you're paying for organs or, drugs or human trafficking, whatever you think.
I really want to know what the price of an organ is in Bitcoin.
You can probably look that up.
I do not want that in my search history. So the funny thing is, I don't even need it. I just kind of want to collect our heart.
I do remember looking at the in the Tor browser, looking at the Silk Road way back, and that's when I almost bought 10,000 bitcoins. Dude.
Yeah, that's one thing that convinced me that I should keep them. Yeah. I should buy it. So after Silk Road and Mt. Gox collapsed, it fell to a low point at $200 or something, and I bought in at $250, and I thought.
I almost bought it way before Mt. Gox and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I thought those issues were specific to them, Mt. Gox and Silk Road. Silk Road got caught because he did something retarded. Mt. Gox was just an embezzler. But nothing was wrong with Bitcoin. The blockchain still worked. It worked perfectly well.
People just trusted a third party.
Yeah,
which is the whole
it was the wrong third parties.
Bitcoin.
Exactly. Yeah. So they could reconstitute easily.
So that's a good question. Do you keep your Bitcoins in paper wallet?
I keep it in Coinbase right now. But I've been thinking about going through the effort of actually transferring it to my own. I'm not even going to have a wallet. I'm going to have my own private key, and I'm going to try to memorize a private key. An app won't even have it. Best. I will have it.
Yeah.
But that takes a lot of effort and so forth.
Why not a paper wallet, though? Why not print it off?
Paper wallet? Oh, well, no, because then you have to, if anything happens to that paper, I would forget the paper. I have to definitely remember my private key.
It's a safe. You just put that in there.
I don't trust me. That's the hard part, is I don't trust me. I might tell Chloe my private key because I trust her memory better. No, I will probably have a paper backup somewhere just in case.
Yeah, I think that's the smartest thing is to go straight paper or have it on your actual computer. But I feel like you could just get hacked or something.
I do think Coinbase is
on
a
a
lot
computer
more
without
trustworthy.
the internet.
So here's the thing, right? There is only a limited number of bitcoins in the world, right?
In the end, there will be 21 million.
It'll be set number, right? But all the currencies, if you look at the history, they are on a steady inflation rate.
That's why.
That's supposed to be the currency was meant for. They're on a steady inflation.
Yes.
Yes. So, and the Bitcoin will not be.
That's why it's considered a commodity, because gold isn't on a steady inflation rate.
Right, but gold provide a specific value. People make gold jewelry.
No. People only make gold jewelry because gold is valuable as a commodity.
There's no inherent super value for gold.
If gold was valued,
it's a metal, right?
Yeah.
There's some use to it.
There's some, but if gold was essentially just as common as copper, its value would be practically nothing. It's the fact that it's so rare.
Yeah, you could argue that.
Same as diamonds. And it's artificially rare. It's not really rare.
Yes.
But it's still rare enough to be useful as a commodity.
Diamonds are just expensive because it's artificially rare and good marketing.
Well, with Ethereum, you can get virtual cats. That's total value.
Hey, there is value. But that's true.
There is actual value in Ethereum. There are things you could store, like a giant global virtual computer that you could program, which is kind of cool. And it actually has a built-in inflation rate, unlike Bitcoin. That's why it's trying. I think Ethereum is going to be the currency of the future, the cryptocurrency.
What's Ethereum's money now?
700 something. And part of the problem is because it's inflationary, it has a harder time appreciating.
So it's more stable?
Yes. It has a built-in stabilizer.
I don't know. I don't think I ever bought Ethereum. I think when I booted it up and stuff, I have to check my account because I don't know if I ever bought it. So you think Ethereum is going to be you don't think Bitcoin will even survive? You don't?
No. I think it could be the commodity, and Ethereum could be the currency.
Oh, that makes sense.
It could be, or it could be Bitcoin does die and Ethereum does take over. People on the internet, some real hyper nerds, call that the flippening. So they think
flipping.
eventually Ethereum is
'Cause
going to
eventually,
completely become number one, and Bitcoin will fade away. And the event is called by these people the flipping.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's crazy how
hilarious.
much these people get into this. You laugh, but guess what? How much did you invest in cryptocurrencies?
I know.
And how did I after reading these nerdy people? Yeah, exactly. Laugh at my nerdiness. This is
Also,
why it's useful knowledge. That's why I'm not a cryptocurrency geek. I'm a cryptocurrency nerd.
Yeah, it's true. No.
Tying
Those
it all
people
together.
you read. No, those people you read are cryptocurrency nerds. You're a cryptocurrency geek.
No, how do you
The
get
people
knowledge?
that wrote those goddamn articles are the nerds, man.
No, you got to get knowledge by reading. It's useful knowledge. That was my point. Is it has turned out to
True.
be useful.
So, basically, Ethereum will be like all the movies where you see they use credits in sci-fi. Ethereum's going to be it. It's going to be the credit of the sci-fi world.
Hey, do they have a Pepe cryptocurrency? I wonder if they do. Because people always talk about investing in Pepe memes.
Oh, that's a segment we need to do.
Shit,
by the
I think
way.
they already have it. Pepe Cash, they do! They have Pepe Cash! I knew
That's
it!
hilarious. Dude, don't you remember?
I knew
We
someone
wanted to
else
make a
would think of
discourse currency, cryptocurrency.
that. It would be
It would
the
be so
10
fun.
millionth and third.
I don't think it's going to do anything. I just think it would be hilarious. to have our
Alright,
own
maybe we
cryptocurrency.
will.
It's not like
Pointlessly.
it takes that much
Here-
effort. People have like built-in systems. to
Here's a
make it.
point of Ethereum. You could build a cryptocurrency in Ethereum.
Oh, really? Why would you do that?
I don't want to look up how to do it. No one will use it. What's the point?
Because it would be funny. That's the whole point. We could give it out to audience and stuff. Like that'd be hilarious.
Oh, yeah, our huge audience is really going to
To
buy
all
these
the
up.
tens of people who listen. That could be a way to entice people to actually send us fan mail and stuff. Like, I'll give you some discourse cryptocurrency.
It'll be just like the points and whose line is it anyways.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. It would be a joke upon itself. We definitely need to do that. I don't think we have enough time to do our children's book today.
Okay, you want to bail? Yeah, I think we've done more than enough today.
Yeah.
Chloe's trying to bail.
Yeah. We've definitely, having segments set up those way better.
Yeah,
I
I feel like we
definitely
get to talking a little bit more.
We still go off topic, like we got into the geeks and nerds, but we have a way to go back.
Alright.